RFL Communications and our partner, the Pharmaceutical Marketing Research Group, welcome you to Pharma Research Video Report, where pharmaceutical, healthcare, biotech, and medical device market researchers come for news, insights, and commentary that they just won't find anywhere else. This edition of PRVR is sponsored by the Toluna Healthcare Practice, which offers cutting-edge methodology, sophisticated yet easy-to-use analytic tools, and specialized products to reach physicians, healthcare professionals, and ailment sufferers around the globe. And a reminder that we link to every story covered here on PRVR so that you can always find out more. Let's get started. First off, we want to clean up some loose ends from the last two editions of PRVR. We reported that CVS Health had integrated with MedStar Health's 10 hospitals and 4,000 Beltway physicians. MedStar is actually CVS's 41st health system partner in a program that is designed to reduce the number of chronically ill patients who get readmitted to hospitals. It turns out that this plan could pump up CVS prescription revenues, but also, in working through the partnership's medical records, it could put a dent in the $370 billion in wasted treatments for unnecessary medication complications each year. Next, the Sunshine Act's Open Payments website is already revamping 2013 pharmaco spending with doctors. And that original information was released back on September the 30th. Turns out another $1.1 billion has quickly and suddenly surfaced on top of the $3.5 billion that was initially reported. Stanford University is opening a lab to capture measurable, meaningful, wearable device data. The new Stanford Center for Medical Mobile Technology is being captained by Matthew Smuck and Christy Lane, co-founders of Canada's Viva Metrica. It's a wearables analytics operation. Lane told mHealth News, quote, "We haven't had the objective tools to measure and interpret exercise until now. One of the main issues in healthcare is outcomes. So much is subjective, and we need objective outcomes," end of quote. Meanwhile, Smuck also spoke to mHealth and said he believes, quote, "by applying rigorous medical research methodology and advanced statistics to the analysis of mobile technology data, our research team aims to create new insights into human diseases and to develop modern tools for detection and prevention," end of quote. And Schlesinger Associates hired pharmaceutical research expert Matt Campion recently, a smart move. He's going to lead its new KOL operations unit. We reached out to Matt when we learned that the meanings of KOL have actually been evolving over the years. That was real news to us. Here's what Matt told us.
Yeah, what we found is that one client's KOL is another client's sort of plain vanilla thought leader. And the terminology has been wide-ranging in its definition. So you have some clients who they'll ask you to do a KOL study, and they'll give you a screener with traditional screening questions on it. And so long as you get them 5 or 10 of these types of respondents to participate in an hour-long survey on the telephone, you've accomplished the mission of getting them their KOLs. You have other clients who, on the other end of the spectrum, they want to speak to the person that invented a surgical technique, or they want to talk to someone who was a principal investigator in a clinical trial. They've read their publication, and they're interested in learning more about that trial. So the definition is wide-ranging.
Now, you're dealing essentially with full-service research agencies and with consultancies, and they're actually doing these searches, making these requests of Schlesinger based on their pharmaco clients and such. Is that the case?
That's indeed the case, yes. One of the things I did was I just did sort of a formal research poll internally at Schlesinger and asked a lot of the folks that I work with, when a client asks you for a KOL, what does that mean to you? And the answers were wide-ranging. And it goes to show that even within a company that has a lot of experience in doing recruitment of clinicians and medical professionals, that the definition is wide-ranging. So our challenge is not so much what the definition is. Our challenge is to work very carefully up front with each client all the way up to the bidding stage on a project to understand specifically what they're looking for in their project, the type of people that they're looking for, the criteria that have to be met, and the process that they want to follow. Again, some clients, they'll give you a screener, you fill those people, you find those people using that screener, you've accomplished your mission for them. For other clients, they'll tell you that they want to find and speak to a particular type of person, and they will leave it to you to go and find that person, get their CV, get their bio, present that to the client, have them review it, and decide if they want to spend an hour on the telephone with that person or not. So our service runs the gamut. Our focus is the high end of that spectrum, the harder to find type respondent, and the team is set up to be able to work with clients that are looking for those types of folks.
Matt, you've been in the industry a long time. What do you think is the reason why this definition of a key opinion leader has changed over the years?
It's a good question. I would speculate that it really is a function of many different people in many different levels within research organizations of varying experience, using the word interchangeably with other types of definitions of respondent types. And over time, it just becomes the parlance of the day and the slang of the day, and it's everybody ends up with their own sort of definition of it. Again, I don't think the issue of the definition is as important as making sure that when you're talking with the client, you make very clear that you need to understand from them who they're looking for. Ultimately, the way to satisfy the client for any of these kind of interactions is to make sure that you put them on the phone or in a room with the respondent that is going to best be able to teach them something new about the subject area that they're interested in. Certainly, when you get into the higher level kinds of folks, the one I described earlier where you get their CV and you get their bio and the client has to review that, here you're talking about people that are very well compensated in their day job, and to be able to speak to them, they command a high honoraria for their time. In a cost-constrained environment, it's quite possible that assisted the definition being more loosely defined, and people looking for less expensive folks still under that sort of umbrella of KOL. Okay. We thank Matt for his time and attention. That's this week's Pharma Research Video Report, a co-production of RFL Communications and our partner, PMRG. We've been sponsored today by the Toluna Healthcare Practice, which offers cutting-edge methodologies, sophisticated yet easy-to-use analytic tools, and specialized products to research physicians, healthcare professionals, and ailment sufferers around the globe. We've got a link to the Toluna Healthcare Practice homepage to help you learn the many different ways it can help you bolster your pharma, healthcare, biotech, and medical device research needs. And send us your email if you'd like to receive an email from us each time a new Pharma Research Video Report is released. Our email address is rflbob@gmail.com, and be sure to write "subscribe to video" in the subject line. Good luck with your research during the next week, and we'll see you back here real soon.